How you doing? My name is Jose and today I'll talk to you about the new Match Point and, compare it to the old one. So let's start with the original Match Point. I'll be honest to you, this is a fragrance that I do not recommend you to buy. It's a fragrance that, right, how can I say this? It's a fragrance that it doesn't have a good performance, right? I'll be honest to you. So when you smell this fragrance, you can tell that it's a fragrance that it's playful, right? It's a fragrance that it's for younger dudes. It's like the main reason why it's called Match Point. The scent of this fragrance is a fragrance that, it has basil, right? It's a fragrance that you can tell that it has basil all around it, but it's not only that. Besides, it has pink pepper. Don't expect the pepper to be like really loud because it isn't. The main thing is the basil, right? This fragrance, it's all around the basil, so that's like the main thing of the fragrance. It's a fragrance that it doesn't smell natural, right? I have, for example, Aventus. Aventus, you can smell it and you can tell the quality of the ingredients of the notes that it has, right? But Lacoste is a house that they're gonna make fragrances that everyone's gonna like. That's like the whole point of making fragrances from Lacoste, that people are gonna buy it. And you can expect the same as well in this one. It's a fragrance that it does smell good, but the main thing that it has is that it's a fragrance that smells a little bit synthetic. Don't expect like top quality ingredients on this one because it doesn't has it. It as well has clary sage. Normally with clary sage, I would tell you that it can smell like unisex, but on this one I'm gonna say that it doesn't, because as well with the synthetic things like the fragrance smell, this part is gonna smell like a little bit more masculine. And besides that, you have vetiver, that it's gonna be like a little bit woody. Don't expect like the vetiver to be like vetiver like Encrenar, because it isn't. And you also have cashmere. This part of cashmere is like a texture, so it makes the fragrance textured. So the vibe that it has is more like for younger people, right? For younger dudes that are going to go like on dates, are going to the club, are going to, play golf or going to the gym. But I do not recommend this fragrance. This is a fragrance that it has, well, first of all, we have the Eau De Parfum for one reason, and it's because the old one was bad. And indeed, that's the reason. Don't get me wrong, the scent is amazing, but there's something that I'll be honest to you, and it's like a big no-no for me, and that's the performance. It doesn't have like a good performance, and it doesn't has a good durability as well as the projection. So don't expect this fragrance to be like a beast mode, because it isn't. So this fragrance is trying to do a lot of things, but well, it's trying to be like a blue fragrance, but it's funny because it's green. But with trying to do a lot of things, there's something that this fragrance doesn't do right, and it's like everything, actually. It's a fragrance that I do not recommend to buy, alright? I'll be honest to you, don't spend your money on this one because I do not recommend it. If you're going to the gym or you're going to do like sports, I do recommend it. It's a great fragrance, doesn't smell bad and smell good. But besides that, I do not recommend buying Match Point Eau de Toilette. But in the other hand, we have the Match Point Eau De Parfum. I'll be honest to you, it's a great fragrance, right? It's a fragrance that you first smell it and it has a lot of citrus, which comes from lemon and grapefruit. But from these two, the more one that you're gonna smell, the one that's louder, is gonna be the lemon. But it also has like this pinch of salt that is from pink pepper, that's going to remind you like the original. It doesn't come too far between these two. You can really tell that they are from the same family. The most important thing that it has is going to be the lavender. The new addition of the lavender as well as the cardamom, it's gonna make the fragrance a lot of a different fragrance, right? This part of lavender is actually going to remind you from Dior Sauvage Elixir. The main difference is that Dior Sauvage Elixir is like a top quality, almost like a niche fragrance, but this one doesn't. And this part of cardamom is gonna make the fragrance a little bit like powdery, right? So I'll be honest to you, this is a dense fragrance, right? It's a fragrance that is dense, and it almost can remind you to Yves Saint Laurent Eau De Parfum. The main difference is like this one's like citrusy with apple. I'll be honest, I mean, like this one to this one, it doesn't compare at all, but you know, the dense part of this one is as well on this one. And besides that, you have like the vetiver and you have the cashmere that are gonna give you like the woody vibes, and the cashmere is gonna give you like the textured vibe. And now we have the new addition of patchouli, right? So I'll be honest, the first thing when I smell this one is like, oh, so now we got like a little bit more dense fragrance. It makes sense because it's like the Eau De Parfum, and with the patchouli, it indeed is gonna make it even more dense. Don't expect like the patchouli to be like the old ones, like, you know, Le Mal, that it's gonna smell like a little bit like outdated, but this one, this smell like is from this century. Main part of that being because it does smell synthetic, right? Right. This is a fragrance that the previous attempt to make the fragrance that can do all was like a total fail. This one is a fragrance that it isn't. It's a fragrance that you can really use it for almost everything, right? You can go either to the school, or you can go to a date, or you can use it even in the club, or that's right, in the gym or sports. Indeed, it has a better durability, right? It's gonna last you a long time, but the projection is not that great, right? It's a projection that between 1 and 2 hours it's gonna be like, all right, it has like a projection to defend, but with the time passes, it's gonna be like a second skin. You're the only one that it's gonna smell it. The old one was more like for younger people, right? Younger dudes. But the main difference is that with this one, since you have the woody notes more dense, it's gonna make it a little bit more serious. But it still got that playful vibe. That's the main thing about this one. It's a fragrance that I do recommend to use it as your daily beater. You know, you're going to school, and then after school you're going to play some sports. That's perfect. But if you already got a fragrance that's gonna do that, I don't recommend to buying it. It's a fragrance that it's gonna work even in the cold and the heat, but if you're using it on the heat like I did, I don't recommend to put more than 3 sprays on you. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Jose. Please subscribe, go to my Instagram, Facebook, and my Spanish account. And this is all. Smell you later.